Hello everyone. Today I'm just going to give you a quick walkthrough of the Lancaster Flooding Research Hub, kind of translated into Minecraft. So as you can see, this is the outside of the building. It would follow the semicircular structure as previously mentioned throughout the portfolio, which will mimic the undulations of the river. We will discuss the further features on the outside later, but we'll go straight into the interior. So walking into the entrance here, the first thing that you'll see is this area that's able to interact with the VR. So we have, say for example, that the user would put on a VR headset here and they'll be able to envision what the Lancaster could look like in the future, using the VR goggles, and it'll be projected out there using AR. This means that the people that aren't necessarily using the goggles at the time will be able to understand what the people are doing outside without the need of putting on VR themselves, and it's interesting for the researchers to understand what's going on there. Moving on, next we have the City in Water interactive exhibit, which is mainly focused at students but is also able for researchers to teach stuff to students through the interactive use, and this will be based on research that the researchers have done, that will be able to translate down to the students. We next have the AR tunnel, which showcases the history of the area depending on where it's situated at. For example, on the floor here, the blue patches will actually mimic the turns and the twist in the river, so it gives a very realistic historic aspect of Lancaster, or again wherever it's based. Here is another section that will be able to be used for the VR, and it's the same on the other side over there. But for the sake of ease, I guess, this building is actually symmetrical, so we don't actually need to see the other side of it necessarily. So moving up here, we have the stairway that takes us to the second floor. What's on the second floor is mainly the research aspects. Moving straight into the lecture space here, where the researchers will be able to give lectures into the sorts of things that they've researched to prospective students that want to learn more. We next have this research space, which is kind of like a traditional kind of desktop area where researchers are able to get data firsthand that will be able to inform some of the stuff that's showcased in the interactive exhibits downstairs. We next have the water collection tanks, which take the water from both the filtration stilts at the bottom and the rainfall garden at the top, and kind of just like a leisure space in the middle here if people want a breather. We don't need to show the other side, as I mentioned, it's exactly the same. But moving back onto the next floor, so we go up the stairs one more time into the rainfall garden area. So this is essentially where the rainwater will collect in the middle here, if not already been taken up by the vegetation in the surrounding environment, and then the water will be able to actually trickle down into the rest of the system. So if we were to follow this down, we would be able to see the water storage tank and into the interactive exhibit at the bottom here. If we were to move into the rest of the site, we can see the stilts and how they interact with the rest of the building, in the sense of that there would be pipes that would be tunneling around. Imagine this sort of, I guess, cobblestone here is the pipes. They will be able to move around, and the pipes down here will have smart filtering systems where they will be able to intake water depending on the level of the river, as to how much they need to take in, and they'll also have grates on them that will stop, say, any sort of aquatic life. Say for example, this squid here would not be able to get into the system as much as he tries here. For the rest of the building on the outsides, we obviously have windows that we're able to have a good look out. This would be a very good vantage point to the rest of Lancaster or wherever it's based, as it's quite high up. And these kind of things on the side here are where the sensors that are dotted around Lancaster or wherever this is implemented will feed back to. And then these holes in the walls here, where this frog's kind of using as a diving board, is where the drones will be stationed where they can charge and whatnot. And when an intervention is made, they will all fly out into Lancaster, assuming this is Lancaster or wherever it's based. But yeah, this is a brief overview of the building. Thank you.